Doug Smith just confirmed it. DeMar DeRozan would welcome a return to Toronto, and the Raptors front office has apparently been sitting on this idea for a while now. So basically, the reunion talk that felt like pure nostalgia a few weeks ago is starting to look like something real. In this video, we're breaking down the latest on a possible DeMar DeRozan reunion with the Raptors, where the Kawhi Leonard trade actually stands right now, and why, if this all comes together, it could set up one of the best redemption arcs we've seen in this franchise's history. Starting with the big one, Doug Smith, who's covered this team forever, reported that according to a source close to DeRozan, DeMar would welcome a Raptors return if everything works out. Smith also said other sources indicate the Raptors front office has been thinking about the possibility of bringing him back for some time now. That's not just a fan fantasy anymore, right? That's coming from one of the most plugged-in Raptors reporters out there. And on top of that, Marc Stein reported that the Raptors are, in his words, a confirmed bidder for DeRozan, now that he's a free agent after being waived by the Kings. So you've got two separate reporters from two different angles basically saying the same thing. Toronto is genuinely in on this. Now here's the thing, and I want to be honest with you guys. Not everyone is convinced this actually happens. Michael Grange has been the voice of caution on this whole storyline. And he's pointed out correctly that the Raptors are in a really tight cap spot right now. Even a veteran minimum contract counts against the cap. And Grange has said the team might not even have the flexibility to offer DeRozan a minimum deal without some maneuvering. So we've got the emotional case for this reunion, which is enormous, and then we've got the actual cap reality, which is a lot more complicated. Personally, I think where there's smoke, there's fire. You've got multiple insiders independently confirming interest from both sides. I don't think that's just noise. But I could be off here. The cap gymnastics are real, and Toronto's front office has never been afraid to get creative when they really want a player. Let's talk about why this would actually matter on the court, because that's the part that gets me excited. We've obviously been tracking the Kawhi Leonard situation all summer. That trade with the Clippers, sending out Brandon Ingram and Grady Dick plus picks, is still frozen while the league finishes its investigation into the Clippers cap situation. We've covered this extensively on the channel, and as it stands, Toronto is still operating like they're going to have Kawhi on the roster once that investigation wraps. Now imagine that scenario, Kawhi back in Toronto and DeMar DeRozan coming off the bench as a sixth man scorer. That's not just a nice story. That's a legitimately dangerous basketball decision for opposing coaches to deal with. And look, DeRozan is not the primary option anymore at this stage of his career. And I think everybody, including DeMar himself, understands that. Last season with Sacramento, he averaged 18.4 points, 4.1 assists, 2.9 rebounds, and a steal a game, logging just over 31 minutes a night. That's still a bucket getter, still a guy who can create his own shot in the mid-range, but still somebody who can control tempo in the fourth quarter. Now shrink that role down, bring him off the bench behind Scotty Barnes and a healthy Kawhi, and you've got a crafty, savvy veteran scorer who doesn't need the ball 20 times a game to be effective. That's the Manu Ginobili type of value, right? That sixth man role that changes a series. And I keep coming back to the Kyle Lowry parallel here because it's honestly kind of poetic. Lowry just wrapped up his career with a ceremonial one-day contract and retired as a Raptor, closing the loop on everything he built here. DeMar and Kyle were the backbone of that era that took this franchise from irrelevant to a championship contender. And DeMar was traded away right before the title run in 2019, which we all know still stings a little bit if we're being honest. So if DeRozan gets to come back, put on the jersey again, and actually chase a ring alongside Kawhi, the same guy he was traded for, that's not just a good story, that's full circle stuff. That's the kind of narrative that writes itself for a documentary one day. Let's not forget what DeMar actually means to this city either. Number 9 overall pick back in 2009, spent 9 seasons here, became a 4-time All-Star in a Raptors uniform, dropped 52 points in a game at home, was the face of this franchise through some really lean years before Kawhi ever showed up. He stayed loyal when a lot of guys wouldn't have. He trained here in the summers. He genuinely loved this city. And Raptors fans have never really let go of the way that 2018 trade went down. So emotionally, if this front office finds a way to make the money work, I think this city shows up for that reunion in a massive way. Now I'll say this too, and it's a small hedge on my end. Bringing him back purely off sentiment, without a real basketball fit, wouldn't be smart. And I don't think that's what's actually happening here. The reason this rumor has legs is because the fit makes sense, not just the nostalgia. A rotation with Barnes initiating, Kawhi as the two-way star wing, and DeRozan as a bench scoring option who can also close games when matchups call for it. That's a real functional NBA roster. I wouldn't want the Raptors to overpay just to make a headline happen, but if it's a vet minimum or something close to it, I think you take that value every single time. Here's a question for you guys. And I want you to actually answer this in the comments. As type A if you think DeMar DeRozan re-signs with the Raptors before training camp, or type B if you think the cap situation ends up killing this before it ever gets off the ground. I've got my own read on it, but I'm genuinely curious where this fan base lands because the comments section on this channel has been split on almost every DeRozan post we've put out this summer. We'll obviously keep tracking the Kawhi investigation timeline too, since that's really the domino that has to fall first. Once that trade is finalized, or if it collapses entirely, that changes the entire DeRozan calculus. If Kawhi doesn't end up in Toronto, I actually think DeRozan's odds go up, not down, because then he becomes more of a primary scoring option again instead of a depth piece. And that might appeal to him more at this stage. So there's a version of this where the outcome of the Kawhi situation basically decides which DeRozan you're getting, if you get him at all. Look, we've been through a lot of off seasons on this channel where the DeRozan reunion talk was pure speculation, no real substance behind it. This one feels different because it's coming from Doug Smith and Marc Stein at the same time, from two completely different angles, both pointing at mutual interest. That doesn't guarantee anything gets done. Grange's cap concerns are legitimate, and we've seen deals like this fall apart before over money that seems small on paper, but mattered against the apron. But it does mean this is worth taking seriously, not just dismissing as fan wish casting. So that's where things stand right now. Doug Smith reporting DeMar would welcome a return if everything lines up. Marc Stein calling the Raptors a confirmed bidder. Michael Grange warning us about the cap reality. I want this to happen. I think the story's too good, and the fit off the bench actually makes sense. Appreciate everybody pulling up for this one as always. If you got something out of this breakdown, do me a favor and hit subscribe. Drop your take in the comments. Let me know if you're Team A or Team B on this reunion. Until next time.